what's awesome here is Jacqui Heinrich kind of follows up with of going, why'd you shoot this one out of the sky, but you let the Chinese one basically fly all across the United States? And just listen to John Kirby's answer, because he really does give a terrible answer. A lot of times he's very good at ad-libbing and talking on his feet. This isn't one of those times.
People.
Jacqui, we're going to get you guys. John, so the Pentagon ordered this new object to be taken down over Alaska.
The president ordered it.
The president ordered it. So is it a fair takeaway then that the Pentagon regrets not taking down the first balloon before it crossed the entire U.S.?
Well, I'm not going to speak for the Pentagon. I can tell you that the president doesn't regret the way that we handled the first balloon.
Of course he doesn't, John. Of course he doesn't. He's in bed with the Chinese. He wants to make sure they get all the intelligence possible. See where our silos are at. See where all our bases are at. I mean, gather any other sort of communication they could possibly gather. I mean, God, it's amazing. Oh, well, the president doesn't regret it whatsoever. Of course, this guy, meaning the president, Joe Biden, that's delusional, hasn't taken responsibility for anything. And if he has, he's going to neglect the responsibility if there was a negative component to it. If you want to give an analogy to all this, it would be gas prices. It would be the economy. It's all blamed on Putin. But when things start going well, meaning when gas prices start dropping, all of a sudden he wants to take credit for it. It's the same thing with inflation. It wasn't his fault that inflation increased, but hey, it's going down. He's going to take full credit of it. This is what he does. He can't take responsibility for a damn thing here.
That time first of all, apples and oranges here in terms of size. As I said, this was size of a small car, and it was over a very sparsely populated area, but also more critically it was over water space when we ordered this down, as we did the last one, but completely different size. And the debris field for this we expect to be much smaller than would have been for the other one. That's difference one. Difference two. We knew for a fact that the PRC balloon that we shot down last week was in fact a surveillance asset and capable of surveillance over sensitive military sites, and that it had self-propulsion and maneuver capabilities. There's no indication that this one did. The other one, the first one, was able to maneuver.
You guys, you can't make this up. You really can't make this up. Oh, well, we knew it was spied on us the entire time. It had capabilities of looking at our installations. So, hey, we let it go all the way around to make sure it did all its work before we shot it down. I mean, if you had to sum up the Biden administration, this is it. This is really it. Just great job, man. Great job. Let it take all the intelligence it possibly can as it's been gathered, sends it to China, then we'll blow it out of the sky. Perfect. Just perfect.
And loiter, slow down, speed up. It was very purposeful, that flight path inside the jet stream.
That would suggest that maybe you should have it out over Alaska too, though.
Look.
Oh, Jacqui, I love it. The sarcasm. That would have suggested that you probably should have shot it out, I don't know, over Alaska before it actually went through the entire United States. But it all has to do with size, Jacqui. Didn't you know size matters here? The debris field. I would like to mention, too, the majority of the United States is just open land, by the way. You could have shot this at any moment out of the sky, just like they did over Michigan. But, hey, what do I know? I'm not in the military.
The Pentagon's already spoken to this question about whether or not they should have or could have shot it down over Alaska airspace. I would refer you to, there was 2 hours and hours of testimony yesterday on that.
On the communications, though, we still don't know, and correct me if I'm wrong, we don't know what intelligence or communications could have been collected or what devices they were targeting, as I understand it. So that being said, how can the president say it was not a major breach if we don't know that?
What we do know is we knew the basic flight path of this thing, and we were able to take steps at sensitive military sites that we believed would be along the flight path to significantly curtail any intelligence ability that the Chinese could get from the balloon. Certainly curtail anything that would be above and beyond what they normally try to collect through other means.
Go ahead, Zeke.
Talk about really trying to downplay this whole thing. And everybody's spooked right now. There's a lot of Americans that are spooked going, why is it all of a sudden we're shooting all these objects out of the sky? Like, what's going on here? Is just all of a sudden we're having balloons left and right everywhere, but yet you don't want to call them balloons. You just want to call them objects, even though you know what they are, or at least have a rough idea with this type of intelligence. The reason why we also know this, going back even in the early 2000s, we had high definition cameras on our aircraft that can capture objects out of the sky and be able to identify them. And by the way, you would identify what the object is usually before you actually shoot it down. So they know what it is. They're just withholding information from us, which is so typical of our government, but we're supposed to trust them. But, you know, a big thing here is you see how tight-lipped everything is, and it should raise a lot of questions as we're going on a week now with a lot of this stuff. Nothing's come out. Literally nothing's come out. We don't know anything about these objects. I mean, the one that just shot down, yesterday or whatever, or 2 days ago, we still know nothing about it. We don't know anything. But why not? Why not? And I think Jacqui Heinrich raises a great question. Why didn't you shoot the other ones down right when they came into our airspace? What's going on? Hopefully we'll find out, folks. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. I hope you enjoyed that clip from the Bald Brad Show. If you did, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all our future content.